for flights. There's a number of different tools you can use. I'm going to tell you what we use, and here's the notorious Facebook disclaimer. It could be fake book. You never know. There's a lot of them out there too. The notorious Facebook disclaimer is, this is the way we do it. It's probably not the way you do it. You may have better ways, yada, yada, yada. Okay, fine. Disclaimer in place. This is how we search for, sign up for, and hopefully catch space available flights. As I kind of mentioned before, space available flights are just that. They're flights that are available to active duty members and their family members, guys traveling on order, guys and gals traveling on orders, emergency leave, those kind of things. It's also eligible for, it is made eligible to some DoD civilians if you're stationed overseas and maybe you teach in a military high school. And then again, there's crazy criteria, different stuff. I'm not even going to go there. But we are Category 6. So I'm a retiree from the Marine Corps. Kathy and I are able to travel, space available, travel on military flights going to and from point A, B, and C, and D, and E sometimes to get where we want to go. But so that's what it is. You literally are taking space, extra space, seats that are available on military cargo planes, refuelers on occasion. Sometimes they have what are called freedom flights, and what's the other term they use for those? Where they're coming around, and catching, what do they call them? The flights the civilian flights where they come by and catch people and take them around. They have the route they go. Patriot Express. All right, but they're called Patriot Express, but they're civilian flights that are chartered to get military people to and from point A and B without having to buy airline tickets all the time, especially on foreign carriers that may or may not be up to American standards sometime. So, and again, it's just a way, these people are going to move anyway. The government says, I guess they may as well charter a flight and, make it say, whatever. Patriot Express. Used to be Freedom Bird, those kind of things, a number of other terms. So what we're going to focus on today is just getting on a flight. Doesn't matter what kind of plane it is. We're just going to try to get from point A to point B. The best tool that we found, and a lot of people that we've run into use, most everybody that we know use, is an app called Take a Hop. And I'll put a description down below here in a second. Take, T-A-K-E, the letter A, Hop, H-O-P, Take a Hop. You can find it on the App Store for Apple. I'm not certain if it's available in Android. And I know for a fact if you go to their website, takeahop.com, all it's going to do is refer you to their app. And it'll tell you on there whether it supports Android. Again, we don't use it. We use iPhones and iPads and a PC. So go to Take a Hop at the App Store, download it, and then come back and we'll go from there. You got it. All right, so you're looking at the app, and the first thing that comes up is your thing to sign in and so forth. And I'm going to use my iPad over here so that I can kind of walk through. If you've got the app, great, download it. You can follow us, whatever. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to local info. You're going to go to let's say change AOI. AOI is area of interest, and on there you're going to see alphabetically sorted, sort by state or region, and you're just going to find you the nearest space available terminal. These are not always AMC flights, Air Mobility Command flights and locations. They've got, and that's the beauty of Take a Hop. It has every single place in the United States and most foreign countries where you could potentially get on a flight. You may not always, rarely, sometimes, but there is a flight that goes in and out of there. For example, Alice Springs, Australia, kind of out in the middle of nowhere. I've not been there, but I've not heard great things about it as far as a tourist destination. Nothing against our Australian friends. I've been there a couple of times, love them. But it's not exactly paradise as far as vacation stuff goes, unless you like to be very secluded in the desert in Australia, in the outback. Maybe you do. Anyway, Andrews Air Force Base, Atsugi, Japan, Aviano, Italy, Corpus Christi, Texas, just flicking through Mid-South, Naval, NSA, Millington, whatever, Mildenhall, Royal Air Force, about 60 miles east of London. We've been there. And by the way, shout out to everybody in London. Met a really nice police officer there near Buckingham Palace. And so, God bless them and their families, and don't even get me started. All right, so you can go to these places. So let's say one that's near and dear to our heart is McGuire-Dix Air Force Base, McGuire-Dix, Lakehurst, New Jersey. And that is a joint base, and you'll see those every now and then. So I'm going to type in MCG, and it's going to come up New Jersey, McGuire-Dix, which is DIX, Lakehurst, joint base in New Jersey. It's McGuire Air Force Base, Fort Dix Army, and then Lakehurst, I think Naval Base, whatever. And I know the Coast Guard does some training there too. So it's a joint base. Pearl Harbor is a joint base. It's a joint base with Hickam Air Force Base. The properties are so huge and they kind of blend together anyway. Why not just go ahead and make them one giant property? And I'm oversimplifying this, but make it just one giant complex. You'll have a joint base commander. He or she is in charge of kind of making sure everything gets done on the base, not operationally, but administratively and housekeeping type of stuff. And then you've got the command elements that kind of the operational people that fight the war and send the boats and planes and ships out. And so, okay, I know our Navy friends hate the word boat, but it is. So, okay. Where are we? So let's go to McGuire-Dix, New Jersey. It's going to give you, on the Take a Hop app, it's going to take you to the McGuire-Dix page for Take a Hop. You're going to have an opportunity to kind of touch on it and see what's there. We have the drop pin. I'm not going to do that, but you can do that. And it'll show you, it'll be an outer page, and it'll zoom in. I did do it. And then that way you can see kind of where it is, and then pinch out. You'll see McGuire-Dix is sort of northeast of Philadelphia a little bit, and just southwest of McGuire is Dover, Delaware. Been there, done that. Been there, done that. It's a pretty good place. Not as busy as McGuire, but you can get to where you need to go and come from there. And then you pinch out, you'll see places in Maryland and Virginia and so forth, and Connecticut and whatever. But we're going to focus on McGuire. So we're going to hit the left arrow back up there and go back to McGuire-Dix's little page there. You'll see where it is in North America. If you touch on a location, you may not know what country in which the base is located. So it'll tell you New Jersey, United States of America, and North America. Then you go to Passenger Service Desk, DSM, which is I don't remember what the acronym means, but it's like if you're calling from military base to military base, it's sort of like a military toll-free number. So you got a DSN there. And then on many of them, you'll have a recording number as well. Not everybody has the same thing. Some may have a passenger service desk recording a number. Some may have a recording listing their flights 72 hours in advance. We'll talk about that in a minute. And then others will have, you can talk to somebody. It just depends on how the individual place is configured. Usually one way or another, you'll get a hold of them. And so that's Alabama talk for you'll be able to reach out to them. Get a hold of them. All right, so if you're calling from your iPhone, again, I can't speak to Droid devices, but if you want to call, if you're looking this up on your iPhone, you can touch the passenger service desk number there, and it will dial it for you direct from the app. You can touch the recording phone number there, and it will dial it directly from the app. You'll get whomever answers. If this is a 24-hour facility, great. Somebody will probably answer, at least at the passenger service desk. Some places, even some of the larger places, will close down if they don't have a flight coming or going. For example, Pearl Harbor Hickam out in Hawaii, if it's midnight, I think they shut down at midnight, Kathy, something like that. If it's midnight and that's their normal hours, whatever it may be, they're going to shut down. And if there are no more flights that night, that's it. They'll be back at 6 o'clock in the morning or whatever their hours are. But if, for example, there's a 2 a.m. flight heading out, they'll have roll call at like 1:30 or 1 o'clock or whatever, 12 o'clock, and then they'll open back up. And then, you know, I know it's a bad example because I said they close at midnight and open at midnight, but they'll open up. If there's a 3 a.m. flight, they'll open up at 1 a.m. They'll send somebody back, or they'll reopen the doors, whatever. They just don't want people living in the terminal, which, you know, I think has been a bit of an issue in the past. So, all right, so let's go back to McGuire-Dix Air Force Base homepage on Take a Hop. You've got your home button there. Down below, you've got other things like share the app, which allows you to share the app, this particular app, with somebody that you may know. Local information and change area of interest. So let's go to local information, touch there. Up top, you got a place you do My Notes. You can touch on that and type in things that are specific to you. If you love Bob's Bait, Tackle, and Cab Service and Uber car, you can write that in there. Bob's Bait, Tackle, Uber car, Crickets is a great place, great way to get from the hotel to the train station or whatever you have, the Amtrak station, whatever you have to do. Those are for your personal notes. Departing from, from McGuire, these are the numbers. This is a way to get there. Landing at, if you're landing at McGuire, these are the things you need to do. Local information based on Wikipedia, self-explanatory. Regional map, again, that goes to that map that kind of goes out, and then the Google Earth type map goes out and kind of zooms in to Lakehurst there, and you can find out what cities and communities and what have you are near you. Got regional map. I'm going to pause. I'm going to pass flight schedule for a second. Flight related. If there are any restrictions there, recent destinations, terminal amenities. Do they have a snack bar in there? Do they have showers? Some of the terminals have showers if they're more of a AMC specific, Air Mobility Command. What? Yeah, USO, very important. God bless the USO. In fact, we'll probably do a video specific to USOs in Space A terminals. USO is a great organization, and there are a lot of them out there. Wounded Warrior, USO, others that are out there. Some are popular, more popular than others. Support the one that makes, most sense. Red Cross, a lot of people think Red Cross is kind of generic to, disasters and earthquakes and tornadoes, but they're not. They also inform service members overseas that a family member has died, not necessarily overseas, but a family member has passed away or is near passing away, and gives you the option of maybe coming back and visiting with them before they pass, and that's another thing that kind of military specific. But anyway, the Red Cross helps the military. But anyway, just whichever one is closest to your heart. For us, it's USO, because they help us. When we travel, they help our children, our kids, sons, when they were in the Marine Corps, and our daughter-in-law when she was in the Marine Corps, and their families and everything else. So we're big USO fans. So, but anyway, amenities will be in there. Accommodations, shopping, USO is listed on here. Quick reference numbers, nearby installations, just all kinds of stuff. But what we're going to focus on right now, and those things are pretty much specific to McGuire-Dix, but what we're going to focus on right now, all right, so you're going to take a flight, you've got your Take a Hop app downloaded, you're ready to go, you've got some time, you can get away, you got to be flexible, you have a little extra time, you have a little extra cash, in case you need to take a military or civilian flight back or points. Highly recommend credit cards or what have you that give you points, because if you do get in a crap sandwich, we'll call it, and you just can't get away, or if there's an emergency situation and you're in Seattle and your family's in Miami, you've got a way to get back for that emergency situation, because these are not scheduled flights. You get what you get and you don't pitch a fit. And so, but if there's an emergency or an urgent situation, you or your spouse needs to get back, or partner, whoever's traveling with you, you need to get back. You can use these points rather than coming out of pocket with a ton of cash on a last minute flight and you're gone. You need a lot of points, but at least you've got cash in your pocket still for other things. All right, so Adi, you got the app downloaded. You're going to go to your McGuire-Dix. You're going to go to local information. Next thing I'm going to do is about 5 or 6 spaces down is flight schedules, and that will take you to the McGuire-Dix Lakehurst Air Force Base. I'm just going to start calling him McGuire because it's easier. We all know who and where and what we're talking about. All right, so you're at McGuire. It will take you there. It will take you to McGuire's Facebook page. It is a organizational Facebook page, so it's not a bunch of guys and gals that have gotten out there and started typing a bunch of crap that's not supposed to be posted, because they only post flights 72 hours in advance on Take a Hop in their Facebook pages and things like that, and audio recordings. And they're only supposed to tell you about flights that are 72 hours in advance for security reasons. They don't want the world knowing that in 18 days we're going to have 10 planes going to wherever. That could cause a bad deal. So, and it could allow others, terrorists, whatever. It could allow terrorists or other military organizations to come up with a plan to disrupt that travel, obviously in wartime or tense situations. You don't want that. So they'll do 72 hours in advance. If you're not supposed to be on it, they're not going to put you on it anyway. They're not going to tell you about it anyway. You're not going to go fly around with a bunch of SEAL Team 6 guys on their next Bin Laden, thing or whatever. So that's not going to happen. So anyway, all right. So you're trying to go to Paradise. So you go to McGuire's flight schedule page. It's going to want you to log in or join or what have you. In this case, we're already pre-logged into Facebook. So it's going to go ahead and take me to the Joint Base McGuire-Dix Lakehurst Air Mobility Command AMC Passenger Terminal website. All right, McGuire's website for short. And you're going to see on there everything about McGuire. You're going to have contact information for them. I don't have my glasses, so I'm going to stumble past some of this stuff. So let's go down to McGuire's most recent slides. You're going to have to flick up about 3 or 4 times. You're going to touch on McGuire's recent pictures. And the next flights they're talking about, well, no more flights on Thursday. In this case, it's Thursday night at 8:42 Central. There are no more flights today out of McGuire, and it'll tell you that. You're not going anywhere, forget about it. Probably. A flight may show up. Again, these are non-scheduled flights. So a flight may show up, and you check this thing 3 hours from now, and there's a flight to, outside of Anchorage, Alaska, and that's where you want to go, and that's where you want to be. Boom, you got a flight, didn't know about it. Non-scheduled, they come and they go as they please. Because they can go as easily as they show up on their screen, they being flights. So you may think you're going to Honolulu in the morning at 6 o'clock, but you're not. You're going home, as in back to your hotel. Non-scheduled. Please be aware of that. I joke about it, you've got to be aware of that. That just because today you think you're going to Hawaii, you may wake up and you're not. So that's why we call our channel Away We Go 2.0, and we often say, we think we're going to Spain or whatever, but we may not. Our trip to Spain, we anticipated going to Hawaii was sort of our intent, out to the Pacific, wintertime in Hawaii. Woo-hoo. Didn't happen. We ended up in Spain, which is okay, but not where we woke up that morning planning to go. All right, so today there's no more flights out of McGuire. We're going to touch the screen. It's going to go to the right. Friday, they've got 2 flights to Travis Air Force Base, which is wedged between Sacramento and San Francisco. Travis is considered the gateway to the Pacific, just like McGuire is sort of the gateway to Europe and the Mediterranean. If you can get to McGuire or you can get to Travis, you're probably going to go somewhere pretty good. They've got 2 flights to Travis. They got a flight to San Juan, Puerto Rico. You could do a lot worse. Redstone Army Airfield in Alabama, up near Huntsville. Redstone Air Force Base up there, NASA. Tyndall Air Force Base in Florida. It's in the Panhandle near Panama City. Ramstein Air Base in Germany. From what I understand, the largest American presence outside of the continental United States is in Ramstein, Germany, because of the military, civilians, dependents, school teachers, contractors, DOD civilians, whatever. That's supposedly, from what I understand, you can Google it, the largest American community outside of continental United States. 2 or 3 hours after that, there's another flight to Ramstein. Once you get to Ramstein, that opens up again another a lot more possibilities specific to Europe. There are flights that you can go to from Ramstein that you may not be able to necessarily go to from McGuire. So, we can look it up, but you can go look it up yourself. Go back to the app. Here's your teaching moment. Go back to the app, look up Ramstein, Germany, go into their local information, check out their flight schedules. Now you'll know where it goes. And actually, that's kind of a lesson in itself. That's how you figure out the second leg of your flight. So let's say we want to go to Travis. All right, Travis is leaving at 1 a.m. Roll call, rather, is 1 a.m. Roll call is usually 2 hours prior to the flight. You get roll call is when you have signed up and you said, okay, I'm here. I want to go to Travis Air Force Base. I'm in New Jersey. I want to go to Travis Air Force Base. You sign up. You show up at 1:30. If there are enough seats, like this one here, for example, has 53 seats available. 53 firm seats. 53F is what it says. Some will say 53T for tentative, and some will say to be determined because they don't know what the flight's going to have available as far as seating until the plane arrives and the crew says this is what we can do based on cargo and mission and everything else. All right, so we're going to Travis. We have roll call at 1:20 in the morning. There are 53 firm seats. All right, so I, as a retiree, and Kathy is my spouse, we are category 6, which means we get on with the pallets and the sod and the grass seed, and the hammers have higher priority than a Cat 6. Let's put it that way. But you can do it. So we're going to go to Travis Air Force Base. So let's go back to our app. I'm going to kind of walk you through this. We're going to go back to take a hop. We're going to go back to the home button. Keep hitting back buttons until you get to the place where you can change AOI, change area of interest. Touch change area of interest. We're going to type in Travis. Yeah, I'll show you how to sign up in it. You can do TRA. I'll show you how to sign up for a flight in a couple of moments. You can do that also through the app. It's an amazing app, very functional. A little trial and error. I know you're not going to be able to travel the world tonight after this, which I will probably try to break it up so it doesn't look like I'm standing here
staring at you talking about an application catching a flight with hammers.
So, all right, so you've gone back to your app. You typed in sort alphabetically. You type in TRA, Travis Air Force Base, California, United States shows up. Touch Travis, and it'll show you where Travis is, all of those things, passenger service. It even gives you the weather in this case. In most cases, it'll give you the weather if you've got a good Wi-Fi signal, which you have to have use this anyway, or cell phone, whatever. You have to have some type of internet connection. But it'll give you an idea of the weather, Celsius and Fahrenheit. Give you the date, current date there. So, you know, date lines, okay, it's Tuesday here, but it's, it's Thursday here, but it's Friday somewhere else. And it gives you local time. So, you go to passenger service desk, you got the DSN, you got the recording, share the app, local information, change AOI, all that other stuff we talked about earlier. So we're going to go to local information. We are going to go down about 5 spaces and touch flight schedules. And it will tell you to log in or join Facebook. You're going to, in our case, log in, and it will take you to the official Travis Passenger Terminal Facebook page. You can go down to their slides, and you can touch their recent flight postings, and it'll talk about passengers. And then it says on Friday, as of right now, they've got a flight at 6 o'clock in the morning Pacific time. All of these times on here are local. Don't get confused, because you have to factor in flight time and change of area time. So they've got a flight to Kelly Field in Texas. Nothing personal against Texas, but you know. But here you go, 2:30 in the afternoon. They've got a flight to Pearl Harbor, Hawaii. 10 seats tentative. Okay, not bad. We can live with 10. Be a little snug, but we can live with 10 seats and be kind of close. But 30 minutes later, they have another flight going to Pearl Harbor with another 10 seats tentatively scheduled, available. And then 40 minutes after that, they have a third flight going to Pearl Harbor, 10 seats available. So that right there is 30 seats you've got within an hour and 10 minutes, it looks like, that you can catch from Travis Air Force Base in California, which is nestled between San Francisco and Sacramento, or Fairfield, I think is the actual town. You got 30 seats potential to go to Hawaii. All right, so you've got your flight, you got your roll call in the morning, 1:30 or whatever it said, whatever. The flight's going to be at 3:30 probably. That's a 4-hour or so flight. That's 7:30 Eastern time. Back 3 hours off of that, that's 4:30 in the morning. You'll arrive in California-ish. You'll probably be late, but you could be early. You're flying in the headwind and all that. But say you arrive if for whatever reason you arrive at Travis Air Force Base, California, 6 o'clock in the morning, you've got time to refresh yourself, eat something, take a nap, whatever you want to do, get registered, check out the competition, and you've got 3 flights available then for Hawaii. Boom. I just mapped out my trip to Hawaii. If I can get there. Okay, so now what you got to do is register. You say, okay, hey, this is what I want to do. Okay, so you're going to go back to the app and go back to the home page where you see the Take a Hop logo, Travis Air Force Base in this case. All right, in the bottom right corner on the app, it says register for travel. Pretty important. One, we're going to touch this. You can go ahead and touch it and start looking it over while I talk. You can go into this register for travel section of the Take a Hop app. Again, very functional app. You're starting to see now, I think it's free, or no, it's $5 for free. I don't know, either way it's worth it. Because now, not only are you able to learn about a base, you're able to contact the base via email, and because you can contact their information, you can make personal notes in the app about Bubba's Bait, Tackle, and Uber service. You can make a note to yourself what hotels are good, which ones offer military rates, which one services the base, very important, which taxi service is allowed on base or has access to the base, because not all of them do. Just because I'm a taxi driver doesn't mean I can get on the base. Remember, this is a military installation, and for those of you who are eligible for this type of travel anyway, you already know that. You got to get on base. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause, and this is going to be the end of part 1, which is kind of learning about the app, learning about the Facebook pages for the passenger terminals, and just kind of feeling it around. So what I want you to do now is go just kind of kick the tires with this, play with it, play with the app. If you feel comfortable with it, register, fly, go. We'll catch you down the road, all right? If you're not comfortable with it, come on back. We'll explain some stuff about how to sign up, what you might want to put on there, what you might not want to put on there about personal information and so forth. And then, to whom do I send my app? And what do I say? And what do I tell them? All right, I'm going to shut up for now. This is part 1 of getting registered for, researching, signing up for, getting on a flight. I've already got you a flight, 3 possible flights to Pearl Harbor, Hawaii tomorrow afternoon, and you could be going with me. Catch you down the road.
I thought you were done. You had to edit that.
Thought I was done. I have to edit
I
this.
thought you were going to edit that.